Welcome to DEMOCREPUBLIX, where we cover the real news that matter to we the people. Despite prior FBI statements that Seth Rich's DNC computer and emails were investigated, FBI now claims in FOIA requests that no related docs exist. The Gateway Pundit reports that despite prior FBI statements that Seth Rich DNC computer and emails were investigated, FBI now claims no related docs in FOIA requests. Attorney requesting documents demands court step in. It was last reported on September 19th that Texas businessman Ed Podolsky filed a lawsuit where he outed reporter Alan Ratner as his source of information on Seth Rich. The DNC operative was murdered in the summer of 2016 in Washington, D.C. His murder was never solved. According to the lawsuit, Seth Rich provided WikiLeaks the DNC emails before the 2016 election, not Russia. This totally destroys the FBI and Mueller's claim that the Russians hacked the DNC to obtain these emails. Podolsky claims in his lawsuit, Ms. Ratner said Mr. Assange told her that Seth Rich and his brother Aaron were responsible for releasing the DNC emails to WikiLeaks. Ms. Ratner said Mr. Assange wanted the information relayed to Seth's parents as it might explain the motive for Seth Rich's murder. On November 9th, 2016, Ellen Ratner admitted publicly that she met with Julian Assange for 3 hours that Saturday before the 2016 election. According to Ratner, Julian Assange told her that the leaks were not from the Russians. They were from an internal source from the Hillary campaign. I'm going to stop right here for a minute and note that we now know that Julian Assange was being spied on when he was in the Ecuador embassy, and the CIA had access to the cameras and audio and things like that at the Ecuadorian embassy where Julian Assange was staying during this time. So they knew where that information, where the leaks came from. If it's true that it did come from Seth Rich, they would have known. And Hillary Clinton would have known about where the information came from. But the article goes on to say that they later reported that Podolsky and his attorney, Ty Clevenger, requested and obtained documents from the FBI related to their case, which we were able to analyze. According to the duo, they obtained a transcript from former FBI Chief of Staff James Rubicki, where he states that the Obama White House was the entity that was pushing the Russia conspiracy as early as October 2016. Rubicki was corrupt cop James Comey chief of staff. Clevenger stated in a post online that newly released documents from the FBI suggest that the Obama White House pushed intelligence agencies to publicly blame the Russians for email leaks from the Democratic. This afternoon I received an undated and heavily redacted transcript of an interview of James Rubicki, former chief of staff to former FBI director James Comey, that includes the excerpt. So we understand that at some point in October of 2016, there was, I guess, a desire by the White House to make some kind of statement about Russia. And then the next page is omitted. The comment is made by an unidentified prosecutor from the U.S. Office of Special Counsel, or OSC, not to be confused with the office of former Special Counsel Robert Mueller. The OSC is a permanent office that investigates Hatch Act violations, and Mr. Comey was under investigation for trying to influence the 2016 presidential election. Now let's talk about Roger Stone indictment. Trump's friend Roger Stone is facing charges from the Mueller gang that are based on this key question: who provided the DNC and Podesta emails to WikiLeaks? The corrupt FBI and Mueller team claimed the emails were hacked, but neither entity inspected the DNC server, which was supposedly hacked. They had provided no proof of this. And, I did plenty of videos on CrowdStrike and how they're the only ones that actually looked at the servers. But the article continues on to say the DNC instead hired a firm, CrowdStrike, with connections to Mueller and former Obama Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, who provided a redacted report to the FBI, and Mueller stating the emails were hacked by Russia. Former NSA whistleblower Bill Binney claims he has evidence the DNC emails were not hacked but copied, most likely onto a flash drive or something similar. NSA whistleblower and longtime intelligence analyst Bill Binney on continuation of Russiagate fever. The problem with the Mueller report and the Rosenstein indictment is based on lies, and we all know that. And Bill Binney is more than an expert. He's a good American. Binney developed a system for the NSA that would have identified the 9/11 terrorist attack before it occurred. But the NSA shut down his project. This is all documented in Oliver Stone's A Good American. And they encourage you to watch the video. I'll leave a link to this video in the article. We also reported when Ty Clevenger requested documents from the FBI related to any investigation into the death of Seth Rich, they replied that they never investigated Seth Rich and they don't even have any records on him. But when documents were requested from the NSA, they replied that they won't release their records regarding Seth Rich because it's a matter of national security. So I'm wondering why. If this was just a regular murder, like they've been reporting in the news, and it was a robbery gone wrong, like they try to say, then why is it a matter? Why didn't the NSA say it's a matter of national security? That's the $1 million question. But USC 552B1 states, this section does not apply to matters that are A, specifically authorized under criteria established by an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign policy, and B, are in fact properly classified pursuant to such executive order. So, the FBI never investigated the Seth Rich murder, even though the NSA said the case was a matter of national security. Clevenger claimed that the FBI did not perform its search in good faith after first declaring that they did not have to perform the search. Clevenger also claimed that his client, Ed Podolsky, has information that Seth Rich device were inspected, and he wants the results of those investigations. Clevenger wants the FBI to continue their search and not cover things up because their first review for documents related to Seth Rich was inadequate. And now it's update today, which actually was yesterday, October 10th. Clevenger has requested that the U.S. Department of Justice provide him documents he is requesting based on some new information, and also is asking the court to allow him to compel the FBI to produce Mr. Hardy, the individual at the FBI who has not provided documents requested, and the chief of CART as witness at an eventual hearing. Clevenger is making his request based on some new information that he obtained related to actions the FBI took related to Seth Rich. According to Deep State reported Michael Isikoff, formerly with Newsweek and now with Yahoo, yes, the same individual involved in the Russian collusion hoax, the FBI had numerous activities related to Seth Rich. On page 2 of Clevenger's motion, Clevenger noted the following discussion that can be heard in Isikoff's podcast. And I'll have this also in the description down below. But so, according to Deep State hack Isikoff, 1, the FBI had been contacted by the DOJ about Seth Rich. 2, the FBI had been examining Seth Rich's computer. 3, the FBI was looking into Seth Rich's Gmail account. And 4, the FBI investigated an attempt to hack into Seth Rich's computer. So who's hacking into Seth Rich's computer? Why are they hacking into Seth Rich's computer? That's another good question. And who is was hacking into Seth Rich's question? And 5, finally confirmed liar Andrew McCabe from the FBI said there was nothing to the stories regarding Seth Rich. Yeah, sounds like the FBI trying to hide something. And like I've been saying for years that I believe that Seth Rich was the leaker. Julian Assange hinted at it. He didn't really say it, but he hinted at it. And now we got more proof with that Seth Rich more than likely was the leaker, because why else would the NSA forward this information to the FBI and say it's a matter of national security? But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out DEMOCREPUBLIX.com for the latest in news. Until next time. We live in a really nightmare. We live in a really nightmare.